Hello everyone, we've got a nice solving simultaneous equations question here with a visual pattern that often students find a little bit tricky. So it says a pattern is made from 5 identical rectangles arranged parallel to the axes. And you can see we've got the sketch there. The point A has coordinates 2, 3 down here in the bottom left, and the point B has coordinates 35, 20 over here in the right. We've got to work out the coordinates of point C in the middle. Now, this is a sort of disguised, as it were, simultaneous equation question. And the way that we approach this question is, let's just call, we don't know what the width and height of the rectangle is. So let's just say that the width is X and the height is Y, okay? And then what we need to do is we need to think about what combination of X and Y is necessary to get us from the point A to B, okay? And from that, we're going to generate some simultaneous equations. So first of all, let's consider in the horizontal. Just looking in the horizontal, what combination of x's and y's will get us from the x value of 2 to the x value of 35 over here? Well, let's see what we've got. We've got a y there. We've got another y there. We've got an x, and we've got another y. Okay, so that is 3 lots of y, add 1x. Y, 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 x. So therefore, we can say that 3 lots of y add x must equal 35 take away 2. Okay, so we formed one equation there, which is our 3y add x equals 33. Perfect. Now let's consider the same thing in the horizontal, in the vertical rather. So in the vertical, we're going from the y value of 3 to a y value of 20. So let's see what happens as we go up. We've got an x here, we've got a y there. Now this is the problematic one. When I first looked at this question, I mistakenly wrote down y minus x because I thought to myself, oh yes, this length here is a full y and I've got to take away an x. But then I realized that the coordinate of the point B isn't at the top here, it's actually down here. So that's another x. So we're just after this little gap here. That's all we want to go up to where the y coordinate of B is. And that distance is y take away 2x, because we've got a full y there, we've got 1x subtracted from it, and we've got another x subtracted from it because that's x over there as well. So let's think about bringing that together. That is an x, add a y minus 2x, okay? So we're going up by an x up, we're going a y up, and we're going a y minus 2x up. And that corresponds to 20 take away 3. It must be 17. So we've now generated a pair of simultaneous equations. And we can solve these simultaneous equations now in the normal manner. We've got opposing signs. So when we have opposing signs, we're going to add the two equations together in order, in this case, to eliminate the x. So 3y add 2y is 5y, minus x add positive x is 0, so that cancels. 33 add 17 is 50. So therefore y is 10. We now take either of the equations to find out what x is. Let's take 2y minus x equals 17. So therefore we now have 2y minus x equals 17. So we know y is 10. So 2 times 10 minus x is 17. So therefore 20 is going to equal 20 minus 17 equals x by taking this x over here and the 17 over here. And that gives us x is 3. It's always good practice to check these in the other equation so we can see that they do in fact work. So we didn't use this equation, so let's check that our values of x and y are consistent in the other equation. So we have 3y add x is 33. We think y is 10, we think x is 3. So 3 times 10 add 3 is 30 add 3, which is 33. So the values we have for x and y do work in the second equation. So we're almost done with this question now, because the question is not find the coordinates of B, the question is find the coordinates of C. So all we need to do now is have a look and repeat the process and say what chain of events is going to take me from the x coordinate of A to the x coordinate of C. And we can see that that is just a y. Okay, so just y in the x will get us there. What about in the vertical? In the vertical, we can see we've got an x and we have got a y. So just x add y. So in order to go from A to point C, in the horizontal, we just go across Y, and in the vertical, we do X add Y. Now, we know that Y is 10, and we know that X is 3. So we're starting off at the point A with an X coordinate of 2. So 2 add 10 is 12. We're starting off with a Y coordinate of 3 at the point A. I should write that down, actually. So that is the coordinate 2, 3. That's our starting point. And we're going to do, from our starting point, one lot of X, which is 3, and one lot of Y, which is 10. So therefore, the coordinates of the point C are 12, 16. And I hope that you all found that useful. It's the kind of question that could come up either at GCSE or indeed at A-level in like a problem-solving kind of question. I hope you found that helpful, and I will see you all in the next video.